Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. Today we're talking about success and not in the cookie cutter advice of how to be successful. I hope that I can share some of my thoughts around this topic because I think we all want to be successful. I think a lot of people are chasing success and it's not happening for them. And that was me for almost a decade. And I learned a few things that I hope help you on your journey. And that could be success in whatever area in your life you're wanting to see success in. That could be finances and money and DeFi and crypto and investing. Might be in business, might be in health, might be in whatever that is. I hope this conversation helps. On Sundays, I like to have these kind of chats, these kind of Sunday sermons, so to speak. And I typically like to get out in nature on Sundays and do some deep thinking. I took, my birthday was a few days ago too, so I think I've been thinking a lot and pondering in gratitude and in awe of my success and the gratitude for the success to come, and also just thinking about the journey and thinking about all the mistakes or lessons I've learned. And I really want to boil them down into three things that I wanted to chat about today. I did buy myself a little a little birthday present, a 1947 Willys Jeep with a Toyota turbo diesel in it, little 5-speed. This thing is so much fun. So I've been just buzzing around the mountains and thinking. First thing I want to say is alignment. When I was chasing everyone else's definition of success or letting everyone else's definition of success dictate, what I thought success was, then I was chasing all these things that I thought I wanted, that I thought would make me successful. And because I was so out of alignment, I didn't really have the energy or motivation to persist when things got difficult. Because I didn't really want it. Neville Goddard talks about that a lot, but it's like the desire. So many old, ancient books on success, whether they're religious or spiritual or just philosophical, I don't care. It was desire. Do you really want it? I think a lot of people are like, well, I really want that car. I bought an R8. I've wanted one for 10 years. I got it. Honestly, after 3 days, I was like, I like this old 1947 Jeep better. If I get too bougie and I'm in too fancy situations, we were down in LA after 2 or 3 days of it, I'm like, I just want to roll in some dirt. I need to roll in some dirt. You put me in something fancy, I'm going to get it dirty. You put me in a supercar and I'm going to be like, man, I just want to go off-roading. My definition of success is going to be different than yours, and we have to stay true to who we are. I spend a lot of time alone. Look at this. I'm out here in nature, and I do a lot of time thinking and exploring, like, who am I? What's important to me? This isn't like a once-a-year thing. This is like a daily thing. Every single morning by the fireplace for an hour, working on me, because the more aligned I get with who I am, what I'm being called to, what inspires me, what gets my heart going, what gives me goosebumps. Remember, the universe does not speak in words. Your heart, your soul does not speak in words. It speaks in frequency and vibration. And I want to get in tune with that so I can create an environment and a life that it's like a flywheel effect. It inspires me. And today inspired me, and it helps me get inspired for tomorrow. The things I'm doing inspire me. The things I drive, or the things I have around me, or it inspires me. But I think a lot of us are chasing things that we don't even actually want. 2, when I got clear on what it is I wanted, and I had more clarity on who I was and what I wanted to create, I just found people who built what I built. That's not always 100%, as in, like, I've worked with health coaches, and I constantly do, because I want to feel like I did when I was 22, vibrant, full of energy. And I want to find people who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who feel like, most people did in their 20s, who have high levels of energy. And I want to learn from them when it comes to that. Maybe they don't have the business or the money I want. I won't learn that from them. But I'll get around people who have created something that I want to create for myself, and I'll learn from them. I pay them. Now, you don't have to. When I first started doing it, I learned from books, YouTube videos, Then I remember swiping the Visa for the first $2,500 investment. I did not have the money, but I swiped the Visa. I flew down to San Francisco, which is even more money for flights and all that. And I got in a room with probably about 18 or 20 people. And I started seeing $1 million in people's bank accounts, like on their phone. And I was like, okay, this is the next level. Because I had like minus 30,000. And I still do that to this day. I just paid 40 grand for another coaching program. Getting around probably 8 or 10 or maybe 12 guys who created the next level of life that I want to in certain areas of my life. And so number one, you get really clear on what you want. Really clear on what it looks like, what it feels like. That's aligned with you. 2, you find the people who have created that or versions of it. I think a lot of us will, buy or read books on success from people who we don't want the life they created, yet we're taking their advice. Maybe we don't want that life. And so I'm really big on that, is surrounding ourselves with people who have done what I got. Spiritual coaches, I have money coaches, I have business coaches, I have health coaches. Any area in my life I'm looking to expand, I want people helping me expand in that area, because left to my own devices, it's probably going to be the last thing I schedule. But if I have someone holding me accountable and guiding me, I can shave off decades. I look at my life and I'm like, in the last 2 years, I made more progress in my life in so many areas than most people do in their lifetime. Not because I'm special. I just got around people who did spend a lifetime getting there, and they could compress that down to me for 12 months, 24 months. We see this in our CryptoLabs. It's like people join DeFi not knowing anything. Within a few months, they're making more money than most people who've been in the crypto space for freaking since the beginning. Most people who've been in the crypto space, they're still at zero. They're not actually that far ahead. Had a phone call come in, but we're back. And finally, it's consistency. I know that's so cliche, but I think a lot of people are being consistent and persistent, but they're doing things that aren't actually bringing them closer, because A, they don't know what they want. 2, they didn't learn, or they're not learning from someone who's done what they want to do, and so they're doing random actions, and I guess that's better than doing nothing, but not really, because it's wasted energy. It's like, I don't want to try. People always quote that, like, oh, you're not failing. You're on number, 900 of figuring out what doesn't work. I'm like, I don't really want to waste my time doing that. Let me just find the people doing it and then stay consistent. Now, that said, there's going to be inevitable lessons that we need to learn along the way that we can't bypass. Because I've done things in my life where it was really quick success, it was easy. But it didn't build the foundation, it didn't build the character that when the foundation did shake, when a problem came, I wasn't prepared for it. And so there is a element of, there's a season where we are being tested and we're going through the difficult things and we're growing and we're building our character. So it's preparing us for the success. And so there's a season there where, yeah, it's difficult. I think it's also like we're an old version of ourselves and we want to become this new version of ourselves. And the in-between is so difficult because we want to revert back to who we were yesterday, yet we're trying to live in alignment with who we want to be. And that can be difficult. But if we stay consistent and persistent, we know where we want to go. We're learning from people who've been there, and now we're going through our own journey and we're growing and we're developing the skills and the mindset and the spiritual and mental and emotional capacity to have the things we want and be the people that we need to be to have those things. We stay consistent. And when I look back at, over the last decade, I'm like, if someone asked me what's the secret, I'd be like, it's that. Everything else is extra. People are like, oh, you got to learn to be a speaker. Oh, you got to learn how to, win friends and influence people. Oh, you have to learn state control. All of that is important. But to me, all of those are additions, because as we're on this journey, depending on what you want and the level of life you want, it's going to demand different skills. And if you start running an organization or you start managing large amounts of money, it's going to demand from you, it's inevitable, it's going to demand from you an increase or a level up in character or in patience or in all of that is going to be inevitable. But if we don't know what we want, we're not learning from people who've done it, and we're not staying consistent, then we're effed. Really hope that helps. Little Sunday sermon. Check out some videos. I'll post them here and here and here and here for your viewing pleasures. Enjoy. Subscribe to this channel. And with that said, have an awesome week. I'm sure we'll post a video on Monday, so I'll talk with you soon. Peace.